here. 3-3, Estia Province, blue team. Atomic plays a Plague Champion, starts off range combat with a damage overtime bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. Alongside Sentinel Enforcer as a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on powerful offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. Looks like this is the Thousand Suns elite scheme recolored. And rounding off this blue team, it's BestN00b as a Warlock, a melee commander, can leap into combat with some powerful spells and some offense, support and disruption. This is the Exodites elite scheme, I think it's called. It's a pretty good one. Red team, the Imperial, we have Ritterian as a Lord Commissar, very good offense, fights in melee combat with some strong support, also begins with a refractor field. Alongside TheLastGrapist is a Force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Black Templars. And rounding off the team is Marutectz as a Techmarine, starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. Wade into melee combat too. This is the Ultramarines DLC from Relic. West side, double Chaos versus Space Marines and Imperial Guard. The double Chaos should be able to push through that first engagement, especially with the Chaos Lord leading a line. Plague Champion staying back for now, fighting some Marines. Lord Commissar already off the field. We have some CSM chasing around. Poor little guardsman in melee combat. The Sentinel does have its stomp. Haven't used it yet, I don't think. Biding his time. Plague Champion takes that west side contested VP. Force commander now in amongst those CSM. Tactical Marines backing off to cover. Here come scouts. Do we have early shotguns? No sign of them yet. Some Nurgly worship giving some health regen to that Chaos infantry. CSM here forced to retreat, but it did not drop a model, and there's a nice kill the week on all these little guardsmen. They do have their sergeant, so they're not quite as pathetic in melee as they would be, but still pretty pathetic. Certainly don't want to fight a Chaos Lord. And how long do you stay in play here? It's a lot of las gunfire. Eventually a Chaos Lord's going to run away. There we go. Oh, it's got a super shiny purpley sword with the Thousand Suns elite scheme. What's going on over here? Techmarine has taken the contested power all the way on that eastern edge, but needs to be careful getting too far forward against Eldar, because they can leap on you in an instant, literally, with Howling Banshees using their fleet and chopping up the Techmarine in retreat. Can now go after the power with double Dire Avengers here from BestN00b. Where's the Warlock? Coming out of base now. Meanwhile, west side is turning red. They have counter pushed against Chaos. Chaos were a little bit far up there. Should have been back here, I think, the Plague Champion, once he knew his ally was forced off. Not that that would have stopped him being recaptured this side, but he might have been able to stay in play and wait for his ally. As it stands, they're both off the field with only Noise Marines and some Raptors to defend. Raptors jumping in, that suppression on landing. Can they get a model of the Tactical Marines? Not quite. Now they're taking a lot of lasgun piercing fire. And we have shotgun scouts as well. So, a little bit of patience after they jump in, because they will have that knockback resistance for a few seconds after they jump and land. Can get that shotgun blast and deal with them. Also some catechins here. Got some decent buffs, I think, at 2.6. Now begin with their demolition fella. Up at 6 models there. And of course, shotguns are always good with their knockbacks and suppressions and stuff. There is Inspire Courage on the catechins, doubling their damage, absolutely decimating those heretics with their all reliable. And there's a shotgun blast. Look at these catechins go. They cannot retreat for a little while. Now they can. I'm not sure if it's the full duration that they can't retreat for when Inspire Courage goes off, or just the small part of it. Down goes the Lord Commissar though, but that was a really good play with those catechins. They absolutely wrecked some stuff there. Killed Sentinel Enforcers, heretics, I think, and almost took out these Noise Marines of Atomic. Assault Marines on the way for the TheLastGrapist. Meanwhile, east side, Marutectz was pushed through to the power of BestN00b. Looks like he lost one of his Dire Avengers and replaced it. No grenades up yet for these guys. We do have an aspect for the Banshees, as expected. It is the aspect of strength. Seems to be the way to go in general. Just gives you that potential for AV, which is always really useful. Assault Marines jumping in, disrupting everything. And he had those guys a bit bunched up there. They both got jumped. Maybe not have seen the Assault Marines before this. Banshees got shot up pretty badly. Scouts get away, and now the Warlock with his Immolator. Not something you'd expect to see against Space Marines, perhaps. But hey, does some damage, as you can see there. Almost 50 melee DPS with a damage over time on hit, and there's the actual Immolate ability there. You'd expect to see Merciless Switchblade in Tier 1 against Space Marines, so that he can drain the energy of Assault Marines and that kind of thing. You might regret not getting it. Tier 2 for 3 players for Marutectz, BestN00b, and also Atomic. Looks like it's going to kick off on this west side again. Scouts just coming out of infiltration to knock back and suppress the Plague Champion for some reason. I'm not sure why they would use their shotgun blast there, especially when they know the Raptors are around, and some melee heretics here closing in on the Black Templars. Assault Marines. Chaos Lord does run away. He's been caught out a bit too far forward a few times here. Heretics forced to retreat. Assault Marines jump again straight onto those Noise Marines. It's a really good push through from the red team. But Noise Marines still in play here, and some grenade launcher heretics. I think he's going to go down, or he gets a stomp, but heretics should be able to finish off the Sentinel. No, there it goes. He got behind the shot blocker, but grenade launchers ignore shot blockers, and they were able to finish it off there. So their push kind of capitulated. Started off well, but Raptors are still in play with lots of health. CSM stayed in play, and they took down the Sentinel there. And we still have these Noise Marines. There's that cacophony. But the Assault Marines can go and now tie them up. Force Commander's there also. He has his Armor of Alacrity. Not something you see all that often. It's a really nice piece of gear though. Boosts his passive speed and gives him that nice sprint. Allows you to get those last hits more often and get your XP up. He's level 3 already, this guy. Probably killed a bunch of heretics. Sentinel did not replace his heretics. He doesn't have any Khorne worship right now. Look at this. He's got the Mantle of Hate queued up for Tier 2. Seen as pretty strong in 2.6. I think it's set to get toned down a little bit in 2.6.1, which should be soon. And he's going to target those enemy heroes with that, of course. Most likely the Force Commander, since he's typically very aggressive over there. Does Lord Commissar have anything? Oh, he's got his power sword. This thing is pretty nasty. Catachin's almost level 2. We do have some stormtroopers on the field getting their assault kit. That long range hot shot lasgun fire. What is this? Scouts capping. Are they going to get a triple cap? Red team, they might do. 434, 380. And they need it. They're behind on VPs. Tier 2 for everyone now. TheLastGrapist, the last to go. Here we see the Warlock pushing through. Or rather defending against these pesky scouts. And they are persuaded to leave, but Assault Marine is now joining the fight with the rest of Marutectz stuff, and the Techmarine leveling up to 2. What is this? That's a warp throw. Can never remember what all of those symbols are. But it's cool that we have them. Something being called in. It's a drop pod full of tactical marines. I think this global is set to be toned down slightly. It will no longer reinforce everything on landing. It will just drop the tactical marines, and then you can reinforce off the drop pod, I think. Because that was a bit crazy to get some tactical marines and a bunch of free reinforcing for 300, 200 or whatever it is, 300 to 100 maybe. Destructive strike, 357 to 380. This Chaos Lord, very scary with his lightning claws, very scary indeed. 100 DPS power melee. Is that the strongest power melee weapon in the game? It might be. I think it is. Weapons with more DPS are typically heavy melee. Taking out an Assault Marine on retreat. Leveling up the Raptors, who do have their aspiring champion. There he is. Power Fist and Melter Pistol. That guy is awesome. Noise Marine still with their Sonic Blaster. That's a Noxious Cloud, and he spotted it and retreats out in panic. Can do such nasty things to guardsmen, and I think he saw that flank coming in and said, I just don't want to be here anymore. Did he bash anything? Looks like, wow, he did. 2 generators being repurchased there, so he did get some down. Tier 3 for Ritterian and Marutectz, and BestN00b with a Falcon on the field. Allow him a little bit more sustainability in the field against these Space Marines here. We do not have a sergeant for these Assault Marines. We do have Stone Guard veterans though on the field. Pretty cool models those guys have. West side, some Nurgly worship. We might see a shrine behind this shot blocker. Good place to put one in general. And Plague Marines are capping. There is an improvised explosive. Red team are not hanging around though. Dreadnought with assault cannon. Blastmaster hit though on those tactical marines. That was pretty nicely timed grenade launcher hit, but I don't think blue team can hold against this. Wow, maybe they can. Blastmaster almost finishing off these tacks. These guys need to run the hell away. 6 hit points. Blastmaster did some real work. Did that tactical marine get away? No, I don't think he did. Oh, they turned into Stone Guard veterans. That's one way to do it. 250, 380. They have their Dragonfire rounds loaded in, which are anti-garrison, anti-cover. Now switching to Vengeance rounds to try and bash power. I assume that's the best ammunition for buildings. Well, I'm not actually sure. They're going to get a full bash here, I think. There's a lot of stuff shooting these generators. Force Commander, level 4 with the Alacrity. Now we have a Chaos Dreadnought, Mark of Zinch. That's going to be bad news for this Loyalist Dreadnought over here. The Submarines jumping in there, not backing off here. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication because the Imperial Guard player has backed off. And his Assault Marines are now alone. So that wasn't worth it. Why would you jump there? You're not going to finish the cap. And now he's off the field with Commander and Assault Marines. Dreadnought still around, so are the Stone Guard veterans too, says Marutectz, because Sentinel Enforcers here, and he's got a fully kitted out Chaos Lord, Icon of Pawn. Down went the Techmarine. Looks like he had a pretty rough engagement over here, Marutectz. Vanguard veterans are on the field though, but he's down to just scouts and Vanguard veterans, so he lost his Stone Guard veterans. Blood Crusher most likely had something to do with that, maybe charged them over, allowing the Chaos Lord to get in. Raptors are level 2. These guys need to run away. Stone Guard veterans of TheLastGrapist. 235, 344. Don't have plasma guns yet for these guardsmen. Neither of them. In fact, Lehman Russ is on the way for Ritterian. Marutectz needs to try and recover. Some setup teams maybe. That was good play from Sentinel Enforcer going over there, wrecking Marutectz's day, and then coming over to contest this west side immediately. Blood Crusher gives you that little bit of mobility in the Chaos Army. Usually a good choice for the central player in a 3v3 because you can run them over to both sides. Marco Zinch CSM looking pretty cool. Nice colour scheme over here from Atomic. I'm liking it. Plague Champion level 2. What has he got? Fetid armor. Can suppress those Assault Marines. You have a teleporter relay beacon going up for Marutectz. And near his natural VP, his allies will be able to reinforce back to it and of course reinforce around it. Incredibly useful in 3v3 games. Raptors going after this poor Dreadnought. There's a Blood Crusher there as well. Here comes some Vanguard veterans to try and help it out. But I don't think it's going to work, because there's also a Chaos Lord in there with his claws. Down goes the Dreadnought. Raptors now need to be careful. Banshee's there to help him out though. Raptors get away fine. Are the Vanguard veterans going to want to fight these Howling Banshees? Looks like they're turning to do so. Can they get a good Merciless? Do they have the energy for a Merciless? I don't think they do. I think it's 50 to use it. Might even be 60. That was a warp throw, so good thing those guys retreated. Down goes the Techmarine. Nice shotgun blast, but I don't think it will stop these guys getting the cap. Banshee taking a hell of a lot of damage from those Hellfire rounds, as you can see. But they can reinforce off the Falcon. Tactical Marines dropped in from Marutectz, but they're in a very, very bad place. Get out of there, fellas. There we go. Why would you drop them there? Drop 2 models. That's what you dropped. Banshee's almost got the kill on those guys. See how dangerous Howling Banshees are. Level 3 these ladies now. And taking some hits on retreat themselves. Oh no. Down goes the Falcon. Leman Russ took it out in rear armor with the Vanquisher Cannon. And I think that was Emperor's Wrath. Yes, it was. Has his shield up, chasing down the Chaos Lord. Can the red team get something going here? Marutectz is still pretty thin with Tactical Marines and some Vanguard veterans. Tactical Marines that you almost lost immediately. They're getting their Sergeant, I think. Level 3 Techmarine is down. He needs to... There we go, there's the revive. Force Commander, that will level him to 6 as well, which is pretty good. He's got his Power Fist up. Red team do have this contested for now. Got some improvised explosives around the place. Not sure what these Catachins are up to. Oh, that's the Icon of Nurgle. Awesome. I love this thing. Improvised explosive goes off. Do the Catachins get away though? Yes, they do. Can he get another Leman Russ up? He needs a bunch more power, does Ritterian. Kicking off now on the west side. The Silver is jumping out of trouble, I think. But they've still got a hell of a fight on their hands. There's a jump out of trouble. Are they going to retreat? No, they're staying in play, going after some Noise Marines. Absolute chaos here in the centre of Estia Province. Marked target on some Banshees. And now these Vanguard veterans have a hell of a fight. Chaos Lord is there. Really good merciless though on those Banshees. That absolutely owned them. And if that drain life didn't go off, I think they might have finished those Banshees off there. They might have been able to stay in play and do it anyway. But they're scared. They're scared of this Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord's taking a lot of damage. Stone Guard veterans using their Hellfire rounds against him, which do good damage to heroes, but is actually you get better raw DPS by using Kraken rounds against heroes these days. Although Hellfire with the damage of a time are better against retreating heroes. And also perhaps heroes in cover. Is he going to get away? It's going to be alright, I think. That's a big warp throw into an Eldritch. Beautifully done. And an Immolator. Holy crap. That's what Eldar can do to you. Nothing he could have done about that apart from instantly retreating when he saw the warp throw sign. And that was bad for the red team. Nicely done from BestN00b. Level 5 Warlock right now. Some Seer Council on the field. Power melee weapons jumping over the place. These guys are awesome. Shotgun blast on them though. And fighting some Assault Marines. These guys level 4. Raptors going after the Leman Russ, but they're going to have a tough time finishing it off. Vanguard veterans trying to jump on them. Yeah, as this very staggered jump. They were trying to get on the rear armor of the Leman Russ. Didn't quite work out for him. Another Leman Russ on the way for Ritterian. Is this a new Blood Crusher? Or has he actually lived this long? That would be amazing. Phobos on the way now for Sentinel Enforcer. I hear an orbital. Where is it? There it is. On the power. Okay. Maybe he was aiming for something else. I don't know what was going on there. Red team's turn to push through to the natural VP now. Thunderhammer Force Commander. Level 8 this guy. Swaps the Power Fist for the Thunderhammer. It's to fight these Raptors and stuff, I think. Gets a decap too. Double now for red team. TheLastGrapist and Marutectz still relatively light, but they are both tier 3. And we know how crazy Space Marines can get tier 3. Marutectz has a lot of red as well, so he could get Terminators or Venerable Dreadnought or something up relatively soon, or maybe just save it for a nuke. Marcos Inc. CSM fighting against Stone Guard veterans there. How long are red team going to stay in this? Looks like they'll be okay. Here comes that Force Commander, level 8. Where's his battle cry? I guess he's used it already. Now he needs to run away immediately. Plague Champion doesn't have a melee weapon yet, but he can still just stand around and do damage with his Icon of Nurgle. Here's the double Leman Russes, and this could be huge getting 2 of these things up. Can quickly deal with that Blood Crusher. Very quickly deal with that Blood Crusher. That's another orbital This one, I think, from Marutectz. And it's a pretty good one too. Got some of the Seer Council. Got some Chaos Space Marines as well, and a bunch more Eldar. Boom. Plague Champion getting his Pestilent Plague Fist. But runs away. What level is he? 3. Only 899 hit points. Doesn't really get that tough, the Plague Champion, unless you get his Armor of Pestilence. Stone Guard Veterans using And They Shall Know No Fear. Oh, look at this. Blue team have a full gen farm on this east side. There's that Banshee's going to have a look at this power, maybe chop it down a little bit. Librarian on the way on the field, in fact, for the TheLastGrapist. There he is. And I think he now starts with Veil of Time, which is pretty damn useful. Here's that Phobos from Sentinel Enforcer getting some Plague Marines up as well. Commissar's down, Force Commander's down also. Some big fights in the middle we've seen. Usually it transitions to big fights on the west side, but looks like both teams trying really hard to get each other's natural has led to some big team fights over in the middle there. What are you shooting at? Oh, some heretics. Trying to cap. Poor bastards. They just wanted to worship the wreck point. Not allowed to. 158, 148. It's very close on VPs. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Marutectz. Avatar of Cain on the way for BestN00b. Some heavier hitters coming out in tier 3 now. Is it now going to transition to that west side big fight? The Russians need to be careful with that Phobos around. Pressure from the Raptors getting in, trying to initiate, but they're taking a lot of damage here. And instantly retreat out. That's a Basilisk Flare from the Lord Commissar, reducing the range of that stuff. Plague Champion very slowly trying to chase down this Leman Russ. Very, very slowly. Missile launcher hits from the Plague Marines, and they have backed off the red team. It was basically a 2v1 there against Ritterian. Chaos Lord going ballistic. Going to take out these Devastators, I think. Yes, he does. Level 6 now. This guy does an Eldritch. Took out the Leman Russ. Where's the other Leman Russ? It's over there. Phobos might chase it all the way down into base. Bang. One more hit might do it. Oh, he stops chasing. What is this? Oh, Emperor's Wrath. Very good push through from the blue team. But I need to turn it into sustained VPs. Plague Marines are trying to do that. Warlock is going to go down. Vanguard Veterans not messing around at all. These guys are level 2 now. And they start with 2,000 hit points these days, I believe, which is why they're up to 2,200 at level 2. Here comes that Phobos. And they stop the cap, the Vanguard Veterans, but they can't hold it. Librarian getting very close to danger. He's got his Force Staff, and Force Barrier might be vital later on to stop caps and that kind of thing. Land Red Redeemer is hanging out in the middle. He might make a push for blue team's natural over there, Marutectz. Where's that Avatar at? There he is. Looking pretty cool with that blue. Chaos Terminators on the field now. Twin-Link Bolters roaring against those Catachans, but they do get away. Catachans have done well. Level 4, those guys. Ritterian, I was going to say, what does Ritterian do now? What he does is get a Baneblade. He's going to come out in time and get in a good position in time to make a difference. The TheLastGrapist is very low. Just Vanguard Veterans and Stone Guard Veterans. He's got his first company with him. Now we just need some Terminators to finish it off. There's a very strange helmet for that Force Commander. It's not pushing forward, this thing. Marutectz is being cautious. And for good reason. There's an Avatar over there. Some Marcosine CSM. Force Commanders disturbing their ritual, but they do finish the upgrade. Raptors jumping in, but those Stone Guard can just retreat back to that Land Raider. Now that might have been the first time they saw the Land Raider. Avatar backing away. You want to use Vengeance rounds, I guess this thing has its super heavy infantry. 112, 112 evened up on VPs. That's another Basilisk Flare from that Lord Commissar. A Manticore might be pretty good if he can get one up after that Baneblade, if he has time to do so. Oh, Merciless. That's a Corn Shrine, spawning Bloodletters. But they're going after it, these Vanguard. Almost level 3 now. And they're going to take down that Shrine. No, they're not. They're jumping after the Plague Marines. Where's that Force Commander at? Level 9, this guy. But red team looking very thin. Ritterian just lost a bunch of stuff. Oh, it was a nuke, which I completely missed because I'm a moron. A nuke just owned Ritterian's army. Autocannon Chaos Terminators hit. And that might have been it for red team. That might have been the nail in the coffin. Baneblade is up, but I don't think that's going to be enough. That last engager might have done it. That nuke there. Level 4 Vanguard veterans up to 26, 62 hit points. Not sure where the 62 comes from. 112, 98. Everything just retreats back to the Land Raider, of course. Is he going to push against it? What is this? Sneaky tactical Marines getting a cap here. Raptors jump on them, as do Banshees. Desperation here from Marutectz. Don't think they're going to get away here. No. Fire Prism now pushing against the Land Raider with some very long range shots. 65 range I think this thing has. Look, that's crazy. Look at that. Meanwhile, west side, here's the Baneblade. Takes out the Phobos. Maybe it is enough. We have some Assault Terminators on the field for the TheLastGrapist, but they're taking so much damage here. Turning to engage. They're going to go down. Stunned by the Pestilent Strike, but that was actually protecting them for a while, but they are finished off by a Wailing Doom. 97-97. 1-to-1 cap. Blue team now trying to get this west side back. Baneblade was briefly a ray of sunshine for that red team there, pushing through, but don't think it's going to last. Baneblade can't hold against everything. Terminators went down pretty quickly. I'm sure they helped push against the Phobos and helped take it down before they died though. Land Raider Phobos now on the way for Atomic. And a Manticore is on the way for Ritterian. It would be crazy if red team can get this game. They're pushing hard. Double Vanguard veteran jumping in will do some work for you. Ouch. Nice Blastmaster shot though. These guys level 4 as well. Manticore would really help, I think. Break up these lines. Seer Counselor there though. Banshees are there. Warlock is there. Some dangerous power melee around, although this Immolator is not power melee. Here's the Land Raider to support. That was a warp throw. Seer Counselor run away. Now it's the Baneblade being chased by the Avatar and some Banshees. Awesome engagement ended this game. Big team fight. That's a Manticore going off. Red team are actually holding here. Uh-oh. Wailing Doom on repairing guardsmen. That's bad. Wow. Almost wiped them all out. 3 models survive. Getting some plasma guns up. Another nuke up here. That one is from Sentinel Enforcer, because it's all red and corn-like. Looks like a valiant effort to hold from a red team, but blue team just had too much power there. Too much power. They seem to deal with the Eldar units relatively well. There's an Eldritch stopping the Baneblade moving back anymore. Nice Baneblade control from Ritterian. Avatar took a lot of damage. Now needs to back away. Triple cap now for blue team. That should be it. Level 8 Chaos Lord. Level 8 Plague Champion. Warlock is actually down, but he's level 9. There's a Nurgly nuke at the end of the game there, and a double cap takes it. GG indeed. Awesome stuff. Level 4 Commissar, the level 10 Force Commander actually switched back to his fist. There it is. And we have a level 6 Techmarine down. Had the melter gun. Pretty awesome stuff. The Last Grapist seemed to be low on units for a while. Got his assault terminators out, but they couldn't. Bit too little too late. Couldn't quite hold over here. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.